What's poppin', and welcome back to another episode of Fletcher the Fisherman, guys. And today marks that period where summer is starting to end and fall is beginning, and that means one thing for bass fishing: the bite is about to heat up big time. You know, in the summer the fish, they go deep, they get lethargic, they don't want to bite much, and the fishing can be pretty tough. It is the exact opposite in the fall, guys, and if you haven't fished in the fall, I highly recommend you do so, because it is one of the best times of the year to fish, if not the best. The fish go shallow and they start feeding up like crazy in preparation for winter, so that way they're nice and full, can get through those winter months, and are ready to spawn in the spring. But before those fish are in full fall mode, they kind of go into a transition mode where they're kind of in that summer stage and they're kind of in that fall stage, and that's kind of what's going on right now. And that basically begins when the water temps start to drop, like especially when nights really start to get colder and the days start to get shorter. So when those two things start happening around you, it's probably a pretty good indication those fish are beginning to move into their fall mode. But today I have a ton of stuff tied on in the boat here today, and this is all stuff that I tied on specifically for this time period where the fish are kind of in their summer mode and they're kind of in their fall mode, and I'm just trying to figure out where the bulk of the fish are and hopefully find myself the nicest bag I can. So let me go ahead and strap the GoPro on and jump right into how I'm going to be catching these fish today. Here's everything I got tied on for today, and we're just going to start with the slowest bait and work our way to top water. And right here, y'all have seen it before on the channel, and this is just a little Texas rig 1/4 ounce bullet weight with a 3/0 EWG hook, and this is the POWERBAIT Maxent Critter Hog right here, and this one is in watermelon red specifically, and this is just a great color for just normal colored water or clear water, anything like that. The water around me has been really murky, but it's starting to clear up as summer is ending, so I'm going to kind of transition from throwing those really dark baits to throwing some more natural baits, and that is my little rig right there. And I'm just going to be targeting some like deeper structure and stuff with this for those fish that are still really in their summer mode and just don't want to quite transition to that fall stuff yet. And then moving on to our next thing, we have two little moving baits right here. We got a chatterbait, and this chatterbait is a great little search bait. You can just throw this just about anywhere. You can throw it up under bushes, you can throw it in open water, you can throw it around trees, all kinds of stuff. And this is just a great way to cover some water, and this is primarily a shad fishery where I'm fishing right here, so this is a great little shad imitation, and I'm hoping I can find some schoolies today and maybe smack a few with this. But I'll probably honestly throw this next bait if I do find some schooling fish, and that is this little lipless crankbait right here. And the reason I have this in chartreuse right here and not like a shad color is because when these fish are schooling up and slamming bait balls, and they're just going after thousands and thousands of shad, so you want to find a way to stand out amongst the crowd. And the way I like to do that is two ways. Is I like to throw a shad profile bait, so that way it doesn't like super stand out where the fish are just not even going to touch it, but I like to throw something that's a different color, so a chartreuse is a great option. And also I like to throw something that's got some noise, and this thing's got some rattles in it. So this is just a 1/2 ounce chartreuse lipless crankbait, and that is my little rig right there. And moving on to our next bait, and that is going to be this buzz bait right here. And I have this tied on specifically for today because the hurricane has started to move across the southeast and it's getting really windy around here, and a buzz bait or a spinner bait can be a great bait to throw on windy days. So I'm going to be targeting like shallow flats with this thing, or any kind of shallow area where there's might be some fish kind of tucked up there waiting for some bait balls to come by, or actually smashing bait themselves. So that's a great option right there. And then my final and last option, if the fish are really going to be difficult for me and just not want to bite much, I got a little wacky rig right here that I might flip onto a few things and see if I can't get those finicky fish to bite. So that about wraps up what I got tied on today, and I think we're actually going to start with this little lipless crankbait right here. So let me go ahead and get started. I'm going to start out with this lipless and just fire it on out there, see what happens. I saw a few little boils over here. I'm not sure if it was bait, bass, or whatever it was, but I guess I'll take a few casts over in that direction just to kind of see if anything's lurking around. There we go. First one. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. crush that chartreuse lipless crankbait right there. And I figured there might be a few fish over there. I thought they were bass. I didn't really see the boil super well. I just kind of saw like the aftermath. And sure enough, there was some bass over there. I think there might be a few bass schooling around here. And that is because I see a ton of shad already on my little fish finder right here. It's all balled up around this area, which is a good indication that there's probably going to be some schooling bass in this early fall transition period. And especially with the wind, I mean, it's not really blowing right here specifically, but I mean, it could have been blowing in this direction earlier. And you know, as long as there's shad back here, these bass are gonna find their way back here as well. So that is a nice little one to start the day off. Just about a pounder, nothing too crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and put him back in though, because he's bleeding a little bit because I stuck him in the gills. But that is a great little catch. I'll start with that every day, all day. Let's get back out there. And I think the two, oh gosh, right there beside me, just came up and blasted some bait. What I was about to say is the two main ways that I think I'm gonna probably fish this lipless today is either a yo-yo, so just letting it fall all the way down to the bottom and ripping it back up like that, or I'm gonna kind of steady retrieve it like this and then just pause it. Steady retrieve. Oh, and pause. There we go. Just like that. There's another one. About the same size as that last one. I think that first fish came on a stop and go technique as well. So that might be the ticket today. If they're gonna crush that stop and go, I think that might be the move. And there's one other thing that I might try a little bit, and that is just throwing it out there and just absolutely burning that thing back, especially in really windy areas where these fish might be super fired up, and just reeling it just like that, and that might trigger a good bite as well. But I think that stop and go is probably gonna be my best ticket today. There's that bait flickering on the surface over there. Let me zing this back out there. Shoot, I mean, I might not have to go far to find the fish today. They're making it easy for me. It just becomes a question whether there's any actual size bass in here. That's what I'm really looking for. I wanna find where the big ones are hanging out. So if I'm just catching dinks, we'll move on. But hey, as long as we're catching fish, I'll take a minute to fish. Before I move out of this pocket, I'm gonna take like 2 seconds to flip these trees right here, getting a little bit close. Hopefully I don't disturb them too bad. But let me go ahead and flip this thing in there and see if I can't get anything to bite. Nothing on that first cast. There's a bite. Oh no. I wonder what that was. I don't know if that was a fish or not. When I set the hook, there was no pressure at all, but it sure did feel like a bite. Nothing. Well, let me go ahead and move on out to our next little piece of structure that I want to target, and that is this little bridge over here. I'm gonna see if I can't pull anything off these pilings, and then I'm gonna work out to that windy area out there, and I'll probably start throwing that lipless again, and might try the chatterbait, might try the, what's it called, you know, buzzbait, that's what it is. Might give all three of those a go, but probably primarily that lipless crankbait is gonna be the ticket today. I think that's gonna be key. There's one right there on that bridge piling. That's a decent one. Yay. Yes. I'm glad to get one off that bridge post right there. I'm hoping there's some more. Hammered it too, man. There was no mistake whether that was a fish or not. Oh, yeah. Oh, hold on. Easy for me, bro. Take it easy. Take it easy. Got him. There we go. And that is a perfect hook set right through the roof of the mouth. Let me get my little tool right here and pop that sucker out of there. There she goes, and that is looking like probably our best fish today. Those first two were definitely not as long as this one, but I think there was a little fish splash there behind me. There might be some schoolies right here, but this fish is definitely a little bit longer, not quite as fat as those last two, but I think it's definitely the best one so far. So let me go ahead and put this guy right back in there. There she goes. That fish absolutely crunched this critter hog. I mean, annihilated that thing. Wish I would eat it like that every time. Holy moly. Let me sling this sucker right back in there. Could there be another one on this side of the wall? No more luck on the bridge. Gonna keep on moving out to our next little area. Would be looking for shad pop and looking for birds, any kind of indication that there's fish, or I would say bait hanging out in the area. If there's bait, there's probably fish. So let me go ahead and switch over to my lipless crank right here, and I'm gonna start chucking and winding until I find something. Oh, right there. That is a blow up. That's what I was looking for. And literally, I was watching this step finder right here looking for some bait balls, and the second I saw one, I saw a nice little blow up next to me. So let me just chuck and wind this thing in this area a little bit and see if I can't pull up a fish or two. There's one. There's a fish. Another squeak. You know, one of the things when it comes to these schooling fish, there's so many small ones always schooling up, and that can definitely be a little annoying at sometimes, because there are big ones around these bait balls. They're just hugging the bottom a lot tighter. They're fatter, they're lazier, and I need to have a better grip on this fish. Let me reposition that. Oh, there he goes. Making it easy for me. But yeah, guys, the bigger fish, they're gonna be around these schooling fish if you see them out on your lake, pond, little river, or whatever it is, but they're just gonna be towards the bottom of the school, and they're waiting for injured bait fish to kind of flutter down to the bottom. So that's why that stop and go technique works really good. The bait just drops right down, kind of like an injured bait fish, and also that yo-yo, you're ripping it up off the bottom, letting it fall back down, or ripping it up off the bottom, letting it fall back down. And that does a great job at imitating a dead bait fish. Or I wouldn't say dead bait fish, an injured bait fish. No more look at that spot, so I'm gonna zoom on over till I find some more shad balls and see if I can't find some more fish around those. That just seemed to be like one shad ball, and I just was able to get one off of it. That was it, but that's okay, you know, there's plenty of shad balls to go around. So I'm just gonna keep on moving until I find some. Like I said, guys, they're gonna be primarily concentrated in those windy areas, and this like area of this body of water is kind of wind protected, so I kind of need to work my way out to an area that has a lot more wind right now. And you know, that sucks for filming because it's a little bit windy for the audio and whatnot, but you know, the fish love it. There we go, one up next to that dock. Oh no, came off. Oh dang, that was a good one too, guys. Just staged up right on that dock on the windbreak. That's frustrating. That was probably like a solid 2 to 4 pound bass. I couldn't exactly tell just by the way it was fighting, but definitely noticeably bigger than the first few. Shoot. I want to put down the lipless for like 2 seconds. I really should have fished this spot to begin with the chatterbait, wherever that sucker is. There it is. Let me try to get this thing in there, see if I can't pull a fish out. Shouldn't have missed that one. Being mad at myself for that. Woo! Oh, I can feel that hurricane coming in, guys. Sheesh. I'm sure y'all can hear it. Oh, there's one. there's a fish. I was just kind of dragging there on the bottom. And we got a nice one, right? Oh yeah, best one of the day. I was just kind of sitting here looking at the graph, trying to like figure out where these fish might be staged. Just kind of looking for a drop off between a flat and a deeper area. And that's literally what I just came over, and that's where that fish came off. Hey, I'll take that all day. Best one of the day. It's a little skinny, but definitely the longest one. Absolutely annihilated that thing all the way in the back, just how you want it to be. Oh yeah, I'll take them eating it like that all day long. I don't think this guy had a chance after he chomped down on this thing. Oh my gosh. Those hooks were in there pretty dang good. But yeah, best one of the day, a little skinny. If this guy was filled out, he probably could be like, I mean, if he was really filled out, he could be like a 3-pounder, but probably about 2 something. And that is a good little one. Appreciate the chomp, bud. Oh, there he goes. Haha. Yes. Oh gosh, got hammered. Didn't get him though. Oh, is that a fish? Oh, yeah, I think it is. That was like instant. Oh, I did not think that was a fish. I thought it was like on some gunk because he was just fighting so weird, and it was like literally the second that thing hit the water, I was feeling that. Just a little squeaky guy. He was ambitious. I must have hit him like right on the head, because I'm not kidding. Like the second that hit the water, I was like questioning whether it was like actually stuck on something or like it had gotten like kind of tangled up on the line. I didn't really know what was going on. And I was like, sure enough, there was a little squeak on the end. I'll take it. Thanks, bud. I think I'm gonna go ahead and switch gears from this lipless crankbait right now. I'm gonna move over to the buzzbait, which I got rigged up right here. And I'm just gonna take this thing and I'm gonna run down this grass edge. There's this like grass matted stuff right here. It's almost like floating, and there's like this like area underneath it that the fish can get up underneath. So I'm gonna take this buzzbait and just run that grass edge like all the way down here, just get parallel and make long parallel casts, and I wanna see if I can't draw up a big one. I feel like if there's a chance of me catching a big one today, this is gonna be my best opportunity. There we go. There we go. Got one up on that grass edge. First one on the buzz bait. Hopefully not the last. And not the size we're looking for. You know, we're having some trouble catching some bigger ones today. But you can't catch. Ow, 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 ow. Ooh. Ooh, he got me with the hook. Oh. What I was gonna say before I got hooked right there was you can't always catch the big ones. And this guy is just freaking out on me. I gotta be careful. Do not want to get a hook in my finger. But yeah, guys, you know, the big ones are coming slow today. We haven't got any bites from fish, I would say. Like, well, I had one good bite. It was the one I did happen to miss, which is unfortunate. That one right up behind that dock. Ooh, he pooped on me. My train of thought right now is all over the place. I can't. Oh goodness. Oh, but yeah, that one good fish that we had hit up behind that little dock thing, that was a pretty decent one. But you know, I'm still looking for that good bite. That was promising though, to see a fish come up and eat this buzz bait. So hopefully we can repeat that. I'd love to see another fish eat this thing. Hopefully one that could eat that thing though. That'd be nice. There's a little pile of something right off the tip of this dock. Not exactly sure what it is, but it's been holding fish. I'm gonna give it a quick toss, see if there's anything hanging out on it. Feel that structure on the bottom in the middle? Yeah. Is that a fish? Oh yeah, it is one. There we go. I did not feel that bite at all. I felt like it was just like getting stuck in grass. Come here, bud. Like I literally felt like I was pulling that bait through grass and it just got like pressure. He sucked that down silently. But that is another little small guy, but I'll take it. Thanks for the munch, bud. Let me go ahead and stick this little bugger right back in. Whew. Off in a flash. And on that note, guys, hopefully y'all enjoyed today's episode. And if you did, make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you want to go the extra mile, hit that bell notification as well. But as always, bassing is passion. Peace